Okay, so how you guys doing today?
Great,
We're
great.
doing
Thank you
great.
for
It
asking.
Excellent.
was
So
our
let
Canadian Thanksgiving yesterday.
well, happy Canadian Thanksgiving to you.
Thank you.
Do you guys eat like turkey and everything just like we do here, or
100% turkey. But actually, last year we had nice roast beef.
oh,
We wing it,
excellent.
but most of the time turkey, yeah.
Okay, very, very cool. Some similarities then. That's a good thing. So why don't you guys tell me a little bit about your background and how you got into the industry?
Sure. Nick, you want to go ahead?
Go ahead, James.
All right. So over 12, 13 years ago, um, Nick and myself, first of all, Nick is my best friend and is actually a family member because he's the godfather of my son.
Awesome.
And we know each other since 15, 16 years old. So a couple of years ago, I'm kidding, over 20 years ago. And we had a couple of business ventures in the past, this and that. And one venture 14 years ago, we were selling business directories face to face, like Groupon.
Okay,
You're
sure.
familiar, those,
Absolutely.
yes, for businesses and all that. And just so happens while we were, helping businesses out to get more exposure, well, just so happens is one of our old friends, he that lives in Florida, that used to work with Sam at Touchsuite, sent us a message saying about the residual income, portfolio, B2B, B2C, credit card processing. I'm like, hold on one second. We're speaking to businesses anyways, and they accept credit card and debit card. Maybe we could double dip. Maybe we could have conversations. So, just one conversation with the former associate of TouchSuite. He doesn't work there anymore because like 13 years ago. Well, led to basically a venture with Sam and TouchSuite, and 10 years plus later, we have over 10,000 merchants all over Canada,
Wow.
and we're thriving. That's pretty much it. We started with a call center model. We started small, 10, 20 accounts a month, and then started expanding slowly. But when I say expanding, we have the hot transfer model, openers, closers, and admin. And we started scaling from there. And 10 plus years later, we're still here and still rocking and rolling.
Awesome.
And it was a
Nick?
tough, it was a tough start for sure. At the beginning when we first even heard of merchant processing, actually, Jimmy and myself, we have a lot of experience with selling and building organizations because we were always part of these multi-level marketing companies.
Mm.
Actually, one of them, ACN, they're in North Carolina. I think their
Oh,
headquarters are
wow.
in North Carolina. So we were doing that for a while. We built teams of over, I think,
I think 5,000 people,
yeah, 5,000
20
representatives,
countries.
20 countries. So I mean, yeah, we really did well with that. And at the end of the day, the company doesn't belong to you, right? So we always had like our little dream of, eventually having something of our own that we can have more control over, and that, we can make the executive decisions that's good for the company, good for ourselves, and good for the people as well. So actually, when the person introduced us to merchant processing, we were kind of like, not making any money. We were freaking broke,
Right.
living off our credit cards. And we were at that time, the way we had it with them was like go door to door businesses and try to get some statements, see if you can analyze it. We would have the guy that was working at TouchSuite do the statement analysis because we had no clue how this whole thing works. Failed miserably. Like we became even more broke. So that at that stage, we each had to go get a job. Like
Right.
we had to get a job in this field though.
Sure.
So I personally went to go work for this company that does the whole hot transfer model. Was working there for almost 2 years, I believe. And look, man, it was, a traditional call center. They were not treating people right. You know what I mean? Especially Montreal call centers. It's like, you're only as good as your last sale. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Sure.
And everybody was treated like a number. Like the environment was not healthy. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, Jimmy and myself, because Jimmy came to work as well for a bit
Well,
there.
but before that, Actually, I remember yesterday, we were searching for a job. I was gonna go have that interview. I actually had that interview from the two gentlemen there. Then I made a decision. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do another venture, which I started importing LED lights from
Oh,
China. I
yes.
did really well. I did really
Okay.
well. But then I'm like, Nick, you know what? Go meet these guys. And that's how Nick went to the call
Interesting.
center for over 1 year. I was importing LED. I was rocking it, honestly. Buy
Wow.
low, sell high. There was a subsidy with the Quebec government here. They were giving like 80% kickback to the business owner.
Oh, wow.
But then they pulled the plug,
Hmm.
the government, and I'm like, all right, what do I do now?
Right.
And that's when I went to go see Nick. I worked there for honestly 1 week. I uh, impossible. I'm like, no, no way, Jose. You
Right.
know. So yeah, go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, so basically, yeah, I mean, Jimmy came to work there as well, and we realized, okay, this is really horrible. This environment is not good. Thankfully, while working there, I kind of like saw their model. I saw how they function, everything, and I'm like, okay, I learned how to close this. Jimmy has experience with sales and everything as well. And I know that him and me can build a much better company, and we
Hmm.
could do it better. And the most important part is, once we create that nice core,
Hmm.
well, we can actually, do better than this company and keep our people, because it's not going to be a revolving door with us. You know what I mean?
Understood.
Bottom line is we know how to treat people. And the thing is, we like one thing, and that we still go by this, is like, listen, man, if you actually get fired from us or you quit working with us and you go in the same industry,
Good
good luck.
luck.
Good luck, because you're never going to have that silver platter that you have with us. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's that, man. Like it was tough at the beginning when we started, ourselves again. It was just me and Jimmy. Uh, he was opening, I was closing, and again, just indebting ourselves more and more,
Hmm.
trying to put money into the company to keep it afloat. And then we ended up doing a contract with Touchsuite with Sam. He sent us a
And
contract.
and I remember, sorry to interrupt, Nick, and I remember during those times, that's when, um, correct me, was it that? That's when I proposed to my wife.
Oh, yes.
And 6 months into it was scary times. Six
Yeah.
months into signing the deal with Sam, that's when I got married. And actually, no, that was a second office. That's right, that was a second office, but it was early stages. It was basically liftoff.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So, I mean, I think you touched upon a bunch of the stuff that I'm about to ask about in there, but of all of those things, the experience you got there early on, the more of a family atmosphere that you created in order to kind of take that business model, but do it better. What do you kind of mostly attribute to the longevity you've been able to have in the industry kind of since then?
That's a great question. You know what? There is a saying, your longevity creates your credibility. You know what I mean? We've seen
Absolutely.
it all. At the end, we've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know what I mean? People come and go, and no matter what, we've always seen little competitors start, and they're giving such great, like, we're telling ourselves, how the hell are these people giving these rates? It's not. It's like below cost. But then,
Right.
a year or two later, you don't even hear of them anymore. They're just out of the picture. You know what I mean? Because in this business, especially in Canada, I mean,
Hmm.
we're not very familiar in the US market, but in Canada, you know, the way it is, we have leasing income. So we have a
Okay.
lot of, so here still, I would tell you 80% of our clients, 80 to 90% of our clients are through leasing revenue.
Okay.
And then of course we have the back end, which is, the portfolio income, right?
Hmm.
So there was a time that, back in the days when we first started, like in this, it was normal to make 80 basis points per account.
Wow.
It was normal. Like it was
Yeah.
80, 90 basis points. Now, you know, you know, you're making 10, 20 basis points,
Right.
because all these little companies came about
Hmm.
and they cared about making just the upfront revenue, the leasing income. So they were attacking, okay, they were giving, like, for example, a high lease,
Hmm.
and they were putting like point tens when it came to the residuals. So it's like, okay, what the heck is going on over here? You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why now the average per account becomes lower, But then again, these little companies end up not being there, and we're still here and we're going strong. You know what I mean? And we always have to find ways and strategies to be better. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So that's that. And we're very happy. We work with two processors. The two, one of them is Nuve, which is used to be called Pivotal.
Okay.
And we also work with Pfizer Clover, which I would tell you that 80 to 90% of our sales are more towards Clover because they do have a very solid terminal here per se. People are loving it, and we have a great ISO compensation plan with them, basically,
Gotcha.
right? So it's been great, but it's been very competitive, very, very competitive. And that's why now, thank goodness that there's a new program that came out, which is the dual pricing, which is very popular in the States. I think you guys have been doing it for the last 5 years or so.
Right.
Surcharge-ish.
Yeah, it's a surcharge slash, discount program. That was illegal in Canada up until now, basically up until 2 months ago.
Oh, wow.
It's actually still illegal in Quebec. So it's available in all of Canada. The surcharge program is
There's ways around it though, but yes.
Yeah,
Right.
it's available in all of Canada except Quebec, basically, as a surcharge model. In Quebec, they have a discount option, but I mean, it requires the merchant to do a lot of work.
Gotcha.
But in all of Canada, it's the surcharge model, and we're starting to get customers now on that program. They're happy because they get to pass over their fees over to the end user, and we're happy because now we're making a markup of over 200 basis points
Wow.
on an account. So going from 10 basis points, 20 basis points to 200, well, it's come to a point where you're better off getting 20, 25 accounts like this a month than signing up 150 on the regular plan.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So we're excited about that. More things coming as well. Also with the self-serving kiosks as well with Grubber and all that good stuff. And we're excited, man. We're excited for the future.
And another thing to add with Nick, we're strong believers in personal growth.
Yeah.
Morning routines. There's actually one book Nick referred. I just finished it the second time I read it, called The Miracle Morning.
Okay.
For daily habits, and I'm reading this book right now. Actually, you probably can't see it. The motivation.
A little blurry, yeah.
A little blurry. There you go. The motivation myth. But and we feed what we get inspired, what we learn to the team as well, and so on and so on. Yeah.
Excellent.
Very important, man. It's super important, to have a morning routine. If you want to be successful, how you start your day it's all about everything. You feel like you have a purpose.
Well, it sets the tone. It sets the tone for the whole day.
Absolutely. People wake up in the morning, man. They just rush to go to take care of the kids, do this, that. Like nothing happens, and it's like you have no purpose. By having yourself a little morning ritual that you're doing every single morning, religiously, no matter what, well, it makes you feel like you have a purpose, and you develop a certain growth and a certain energy level, and you're able to weed out people better. You're able to filter out people better. And you realize, okay, is this person necessary? Is this person really necessary for our team? Is this energy what we're truly looking for our team?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're able to make decisions better, be clearer, communicate better. So definitely,
the universe is putting positive things on the table as well.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I'm a big believer in that.
And it's funny, actually.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No. Just about, you put that out into the universe, and I think it tends to bring that back to you, but also it tends to kind of bring you people that kind of feel the same way and have the same approach to it. I think people gravitate towards each other based upon kind of how they do things and how they see things. So
100%. I was gonna say I have a stationary bike right behind me, actually.
Okay.
And every morning, I try to do that just twice a week there, and then I change it up when I drop off my son at kindergarten at 8 a.m. I go for a 30-minute sprint. But the last few times, my son woke up and he saw me on the bike, and he's like, he wants the same routine like me, So showing that example,
absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
Which I should have been doing in my teens, but it's never too late.
Never too late. Absolutely, I'm a big believer in that too. As I get older, that's never too late.
When you drive your car, you're focused in front of you. You're not. We don't have that rear view mirror syndrome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So I want to get into something that this affected every business, no matter where you are in the world. A few years ago, and you kind of got into how the industry has evolved since you guys started. But how did COVID affect things between shutdown, reopening, all those different things? How did that affect you guys and affect the business?
Great question. Great question. Well, actually, it was. I remember like yesterday. It was, and then Jimmy can add a few things to this as well. It was March 2020. At the beginning, actually, I remember December. It was December of 2019. I remember there was a first COVID case, and me and Jim were talking about it. Like, okay, this is never going to happen in Quebec. Really, come on, it's just a
Right.
cold, whatever, this and that. And then comes March, man, we were forced to, like, everybody's working from home, everything's shut down. You know what I
Right.
mean? And the craziest part was that March, man, we were having historical numbers. It was, I think it was mid-March, I think it was March 16th, and we were already like at 110, 120,
I think 130.
something like that. So we were close to
Wow.
actually hitting 180, 190 accounts. It was our first time ever.
Maybe 300, but who knows? Yeah.
Who
Right.
knows,
Yeah.
right?
Who
But
knows exactly?
it was really like historical, and then wow, back, like, like the universe just like bam, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, because through that, something great happened, because during the time that we had the full-fledged call center, we were about like 50 employees on payroll.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was a massive operation, huge office, this and that. And what happened is that, so I was saying we had the closers and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and then they would close the deals, blah, blah. But simultaneously, a couple of years before that, we hired a marketing person. Her name is Jennifer. She's phenomenal at what she does. And she was focused on generating, she was telling us at the beginning, guys, I'm telling you that eventually my mission is for you guys to no longer need openers. I'm going to generate you enough leads through Google Ads that basically leads come to you, and all you have is a bunch of closers closing those leads. We're like, yeah, okay, come on. It's great to have a vision, but
Sure.
We'll believe it when we see it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Right.
But at that time, like, I would tell you, like, during pre-COVID, most of our sales were coming in through the call center channel, like, 70%, but then we started noise 70%, 65%.
Right.
Eventually it became like 50-50. And then I think that month, actually, it was February or March, it was the first month that Google Ad sales surpassed the call center sales.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So then COVID happened. We said, okay, listen, well, we're not going to shut down our business. I mean, we've worked hard for the last
Absolutely.
7 years to build this thing, So you know what? We did what a lot of people did. We let go of the unnecessary people, that they were not necessary, and we focused only on Google Ads. And we went from 50 people on payroll. I think at that time we were maybe like 5 to 8 max.
Yeah.
And we were worried, man. We were,
Of course.
we were scared. Like, it was just me again. It was me and Jimmy with 2 other closers, or no, me and Jimmy and another closer, and just Jennifer as the marketing, and we were closing the deals ourselves.
Right.
Boom, 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 boom. So we still ended up doing like maybe 50 accounts, 60 accounts a month, but with only 5, 6, 8 people on payroll.
Absolutely right.
As
Yeah.
opposed to doing 110, 120, but you have 50 people on payroll.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Cut the fat.
we cut the fat big time. We became super lean.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And ever since then, we shut down the office. I mean, we went from a $10,000 a month expense to
Mhm.
now we're renting at WeWork, a one-place office. We're paying like $900 a month.
It was a
Right.
beautiful office, downtown, prime location, but useless.
Right.
It's like
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
it was capacity of 55, 60 people.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
And that office pays off. Like, if you think about paying $10,000 on an office, it's
Yeah.
a salary of 3 closers, for example.
Oh, absolutely. Sure. Yeah. I mean, you're talking
Yeah.
about the overhead is, the overhead is crazy. If you can eliminate that overhead, like you
Exactly,
said, you get
man.
super lean, you do exactly what you have to do. And it's, it seems like kind of because of the fact that Google Ads had just started kicking in, and you saw how that was starting to overtake, like you said, the call center. It kind of feels like, which I know this happened in a lot of other businesses as well, that COVID seemed to speed up the process of where you were already going, and kind of
100%.
almost made the point, maybe a little more bluntly than any of us would have liked, that this is the direction we need to be heading in. So let's focus on that and let's go that direction. And, we come out the other side, hopefully better than we were. So,
And it's, again, sad with what happened with COVID, all that stuff, many
of
businesses went
course.
under. But
Yeah.
in our case, we thrive because we realized, oh shit, you know what? We could build this by working from home,
Right.
and we could actually build this by just Google Ads
Mhm.
and having leads come to us. And now we're doing, I would tell you, we cost between 80 to 100 and plus accounts.
Right.
But now I think total or maybe 15 people. Hey,
Actually 12 now.
12, yeah. We let a
Okay.
few people go. Exactly. Jimmy can tell you, like we were talking about letting people go before the revolve door. In the last 3 years, now we're just letting go 2 or 3 people.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
I don't know if Jimmy, if you want to add anything to regarding the COVID and how we're adapting and all that stuff.
No, I remember it was entering 2020. I was in Egypt during for 3 weeks. My father-in-law's from Cairo, and we went there. On the way back, I remember it was, yeah, that's right. They came back January 15, 2020.
Okay.
And I think February, we had only one case. Me, I was extremely sick. Like
Right.
we're talking about, I was coughing, dry cough. I felt like I was dying, to be honest with you. Then I went to
Right.
the doctor. I think then there was only one case in BC, in Vancouver. The doctor says right away, "Did you come back from China? Ha ha ha. Yeah, you have the flu. Here are the pills."
Right.
You know. But with that being said, yeah, just look, things happen for a reason. Unfortunately and unfortunately, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But we adapted. And the
Right.
main thing is that we have a strong mindset. I don't want to give ourselves a pat on the back, but winners find solutions and losers find excuses, and
Absolutely.
whatever the situation is, we're always going to keep our head up and we're going to make it work.
Right. Well, just like a lot of other things, it's something that affected everybody. And there was a lot of people that, and obviously everybody that got sick and all the deaths, everything, that's the terrible outcome of
Unfortunately,
it. Super unfortunate. But again, the people that are looking towards the future and looking towards the way things actually are, rather than trying to make excuses for it and rather than trying to blame the world for everything that's going on, instead, if you're looking positive and you're looking to the future and saying, okay, this is the situation we're in now, let's try and find solutions for it that are going to make things better for us, for our company, for our staff, for our families, for everybody around us, for our partners as well, obviously. I think you can get a lot of positive things out of it, and you come out the other side hopefully a lot stronger than you went into it.
You nailed it.
You can never control the outer. All you got to do is focus
Absolutely.
on inner self. I noticed there's a timer, guys.
Yeah, we're gonna be. We've only got about 2 minutes left in this. What'll be the first episode, hopefully, of many, many more, because you guys have a lot to talk about. I still have a lot of other subjects on here that I want to get to, but we'll use this as kind of an introduction to
Sure.
everybody from you guys about what you do and where you are, how things are up there. So we got about 2 minutes left. Anything you want to kind of say in conclusion about what we've already talked about? And then we'll hit the next one in the next week or two.
Well, the only thing that I want to say is this is a great idea. Thank you for your time. It's actually a pleasure meeting you, Brad. We're going to see
You
each
as
other
well.
in November. We're aiming to come down November.
Excellent.
And it's a pleasure sharing some content with everybody watching this interview from how to close, from how to open, mindset, whatever. We'll figure something out.
Absolutely.
And, it's an honor, and I'm excited about this.
Excellent.
And also, I want to thank you very much, Brad. We appreciate you very much as well. We're happy that you're part of the Touchsuite team now, Touchsuite, Grubber, whichever. And we're very thankful to Sam as well. I mean, at the end of the day, Sam has been with us for the last 10 years. He's a great partner. We love him. We appreciate him. We're super blessed. We count our blessings every single day. And, we're looking forward to building a monster with this. The first 10 years was education. And
Right.
now the next 10 years is going to be wealth building, legacy.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing. Well, guys, I really appreciate it. It was great getting to know you a little bit and a great start to the conversation. and I'm looking forward to the next time we get a chance to talk.
100%.
All right,
Awesome.
guys. Thanks so much. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye-bye.